Now we're looking at question number 27, which says that the function f is defined for all real numbers and the graph y equals f of x in the xy plane has a negative slope. So which of the following must be true? Okay, so if the function f of x has a negative slope, it'll look something like this, right? It'll have a downwards pointing slope. And then what else does it say? So it's defined for all real numbers. That means that at every point on the graph, I do have a point of the line. And so this is all we know. All that we know really is that it has a negative slope. And now we just need to go through each answer choice and see if it's correct or if it's incorrect. Now, if we look at one, it says that A is less than B. So I could think about putting A somewhere in the negatives and B somewhere in the positives, right? So here would be my point f of A, and here would be my point f of B. And now it tells us that f of A must be greater than f of B, right? And sure enough, in the graph, it looks like f of A is higher up than f of B. And so A, or not necessarily A, but 1 is going to be correct. And so even though we don't have the exact points for A and B, we can kind of generalize them by simply picking a spot on the graph where A is less than B to see that 1 has to be a correct answer, right? So now we're looking at either A or C. And if we look at C, it says that if A is greater than 0, then f of A must be less than 0. And so this doesn't necessarily have to be true, right? Because even in this case, we made A less than 0. Or I guess here they want A to be greater than 0. But there is a possibility, right, where I can make A right here. And I could say that A is like this. This graph still has a negative slope, right? But sure enough, my f of A is actually greater than 0. So even though 3 is possible, right, I could possibly draw a line like this, where I have an f of A that's less than 0, but it's not a must. It doesn't have to be true, because I could also have a case where it's greater than 0. So since now we know that 3 is incorrect, C can't possibly be our best answer, and our only possible answer is going to be A.